in its bid to really save taxpayers' money, the United States has now taken a move, has made this move. This is the Donald Trump 2.0 administration's cost-cutting team, the Department of Government Efficiency, which has been led by Elon Musk, has gone ahead and cancelled a slew of overseas projects, including a $21 million US taxpayer-funded grant under former President Joe Biden's administration, meant to really influence voter turnout in India. In its announcement, it's gone ahead and highlighted that that money was part of a larger $486 million budget allocated in order to influence this was for the elections, and the political process strengthening is what is being said. Let's just listen into what Nalin Kohli is saying, that he's gone on to say it's very worrisome as to what's really coming out in the media and is really, pointing fingers at the Congress party. Let's listen in.
What is coming out in the media is certainly worrisome. Why would any US agency wish to give $21 million for election-related work in India? Would that not amount to interference in India's electoral process? We are the world's largest democracy. Free and fair elections are held here. Institutionally, there are mechanisms that ensure free and fair elections, including the Election Commission of India. The opposition party wins, the ruling party wins. People have a full right to go and vote in the manner they wish. Now, the serious question is, in the past, we've seen certain political parties, like the Congress, even engaging with organizations like Cambridge Analytica, which was with an attempt to somehow create some kind of influence that may change around or interfere with the election process. Now you have this 21 million. So certainly if anyone has received money under it, that has to be made clear.
And to know more on this, my colleague Aishwarya joining us. Aishwarya, of course, the BJP there pointing fingers at the Congress party. The Congress party is saying, hey, you're the one who needs to really answer that question as to, the United States interference when it came to the elections that were held here in the national capital.
Well, massive controversy is sparking over the 21 million funded by the United States. In fact, the Partisan party had asked serious questions as to why there is foreign intervention as far as voting turnout is concerned. It was, remember, Elon Musk led the Department of Government of Efficiency under the Donald Trump administration, who just announced and tweeted it out that a series of expenditure cuts that includes cancellation of $21 million intended for voter turnout in India, to which it was BJP's response alleging that there was a foreign funding. It was Bharatiya Janata Party who stated that once again it is the George Soros Foundation, who is known to be associated with the Congress Party and the Gandhis, whose shadows looms over the electoral process. And they have asked about 2012 that under the leadership of F.Y. Qureshi, the Election Commission signed the MOU with the International Foundation for Electoral Systems, an organization that was linked to George Soros Open Society Foundation, and that was primarily funded by the USAID. Now, questions are being asked why such money was taken from the United States. Is India not independent to manage its own voter turnout? Why such organization, which is a foreign organization, deals with our internal democracy? Of course, the question that the Bharatiya Janata Party is asking, that ironically there is the question of transparency, there is the question of Indian internal democracy, where previously the Prime Minister alone made the decision, and now the Election Commission of India had to answer about the foreign operators after cancelling the $21 million funding to save the taxpayer. Elon Musk clearly tweeted several of these schemes, and also the $486 million to the Consortium of the Elections and Political Process Strengthening. This particular organization is also under the loom because there has been the funding that has been given first by the United States, and now this happened in 2012 when there was UPA era. Specifically, the Bharatiya Janata Party asked the question. The Congress has clearly reverted back and stated that it's BJP who should answer about the recent deals that they had with the United States.
Right, Aishwarya, of course, many questions being raised from both sides with, the Congress party really saying that it is, the center that really needs to be answerable for this and not the other way around. And to know more on this, we have Lokesh Jindal, Congress supporter, joining us versus Pradeep Bhandari, spokesperson of the BJP. Let me first go across to Lokesh Jindal. Earlier, from what we really heard Nalin Kohli say is that we saw Congress taking the help of Cambridge Analytica. Your reaction to, the centre, the BJP pointing fingers at the Congress party for what's really happened here?
First of all, the amount that I saw was $21 million, right? Now that is hardly around 150 crore rupees. Now, do you really think that Indian elections will be influenced in any manner by such a meager amount? As per Association of Democratic Rights, the entire expenditure was supposed to touch in 2024 around 1.35 lakh crore. So this is absolutely nothing. It is just that the recent policy of President Donald Trump has been to reduce on spending, and USAID has come under scrutiny. So various reasons are being searched for. Yes, US at one point of time championed the cause of liberal democracy. It wanted to promote electoral turnout in the decolonized nations. And that was one of the major area where funds were allocated. But that India never needed it. We have a robust Election Commission of India, which has got its own integrity and which functions without any form of external interference. The democratic system is robust thanks to the Nehruvian legacy. We have never had any form of interruption and uninterrupted democracy. So such forms of apprehensions, it is dangerous because it raises concerns about India's democratic process and electoral process. So I would say that the election environment needs better form of a narrative than such flimsy one.
Right,
yes.
Let Pradeep Bhandari answer to that. Pradeep Bhandari, the Congress party, they're saying that it's the Modi government that really needs to answer on the interference by the United States.
Well, the essence of the entire issue is the following. An investigation needs to be ordered whether Maua Moitra, Rahul Gandhi and the other members of the Indian opposition were on the payrolls of deep state. Yesterday, the facts which were presented, which came out from the United States of America, were revealing and shocking. I do believe that in the due course of time, an investigation will come unearth it. But the larger point is there is a pattern. Maua Moitra speaks about voting pattern. USAID funds $21 million for voting pattern. Rahul Gandhi speaks the language of George Soros. George Soros wants to fight the unity and integrity of India and the Indian democracy. All of this is not a mere coincidence, but what points it is that the Indian opposition may be on the payrolls of foreign agents, in particular George Soros and the deep state.
Lokesh Jindal, if you would like to react to Pradeep Bhandari, pointing fingers at Maua Moitra and Rahul Gandhi.
No, so basically the logic goes like this, that by a meager amount of 150 crores, which is nothing, which is just peanuts in any political scenario, he is claiming he is putting forward tall claims. This is laughable. If we talk about constituencies, there is a lot of, hardly you will be able to cover up meager constituencies with such form of amounts. That is absolutely rubbish. I would say that if at all any form of funding was there, yes, an impartial probe is necessary, is required to have an auditory mechanism, but simply to train guns on the opposition and come out with a grand theory and narrative, this one is very flimsy, I would say.
Right, Pradeep Bhandari, the Congress party,
Well, the issue is that the Congress party looks at any act of corruption as flimsy. Rahul Gandhi, a few days back, had said that he wants to fight the Indian state. My friend from the opposition does not understand the sincerity and the gravity of the unity and integrity of India. We've seen what has happened in Bangladesh through these external funding. I do believe that the Congress party should be open to an investigation, in particular Rahul Gandhi, because Mr. Gandhi in his earlier speech spoke about China 34 times more than what he spoke about Bharat. His agents of George Soros were seen in Bharat Jodo Yatra, and now the funding of $21 million for quote-unquote
So
voting
are we
patterns in
having
India
such a
is
fragile
extremely
national
shocking.
security?
You need to be open to an investigation. You need to
Yes,
answer
we
that why
are,
you
but
were speaking
please answer.
why you were speaking
Why
the
a
language of
meager-
George Soros.
a meager
Why were you
$21 million
why $21 million of funding has gone to voting patterns? What do you mean by voting patterns? You used to question the election commission in the judiciary.
That
Was this
means
a mere
there is a
coincidence?
poor control and
You believed more in Hindenburg than the Indian Supreme
No,
Court.
that means the
all of
government
this
is
stuff is not a
unable
mere
to have
coincidence.
a proper
You need to behave like a responsible
exercise
opposition,
in the
not like an
political
anti-India
administrative
agent.
system.
Well, gentlemen, I'm afraid that's all the time that we have. Of course, both sides pointing, at each other, trading barbs there. And of course, we have heard the BJP saying that was the Congress taking the help of Cambridge Analytica earlier. And why would any US agency wish to give $21 million for election-related work in India? This really amounts to interference in the electoral process. But the Congress party, they're saying that it's the BJP and the centre that really needs to be the one providing for that answer.